The ground trembled violently, like the earth itself was gasping for air. Buildings swayed, their foundations groaning under the strain. In the heart of the city, a young mother clutched her toddler tightly, her eyes wide with terror as the world around her crumbled. This wasn't just another earthquake. This was a force of nature so raw, so unforgiving, that it would leave an indelible mark on everyone who witnessed it. And for the first time in history, it was all caught on camera. This is the story of the most shocking natural disasters ever recorded, moments where humanity stood face to face with the sheer power of nature. From raging tsunamis to volcanic eruptions, these events remind us of our fragility and resilience. But more than that, they reveal the extraordinary acts of courage, kindness, and hope that emerge when the world seems to be falling apart. It was a quiet morning in the coastal town of Palu, Indonesia. The sun had just begun to rise, casting a golden glow over the tranquil waters of the bay. Fishermen prepared their boats for the day's catch, while children played along the shoreline, their laughter echoing through the air. Life here was simple, predictable, and peaceful. But beneath the surface, something sinister was brewing. Unbeknownst to the residents, a massive tectonic plate shift was occurring deep within the earth. The pressure had been building for years, and now it was about to unleash its fury. Scientists had warned of the possibility, but no one could have predicted the scale of what was to come. In another part of the world, in the lush forests of Guatemala, a different kind of disaster was unfolding. The Volcán de Fuego, or volcano of fire, had been rumbling for weeks, spewing ash and smoke into the sky. Villagers living in its shadow had grown accustomed to its occasional outbursts, but this time felt different. The air was thick with tension, and the ground beneath their feet felt unervingly warm. Meanwhile, halfway across the globe, a team of storm chasers in the United States was gearing up for what they hoped would be the chase of a lifetime. A massive tornado was forming in the heart of Tornado Alley, and they were determined to capture every moment of its destructive path. These three events, separated by thousands of miles, were about to converge in a way that would shock the world. And thanks to modern technology, every heart-stopping moment would be captured on camera. In Palu, the first tremors hit at 5:02 p.m. At first, they were mild, causing little more than a ripple in the bay. But within seconds, the shaking intensified. Buildings collapsed like houses of cards, and the streets were filled with the sounds of screams and shattering glass. Then, the unthinkable happened. The earthquake triggered a phenomenon known as liquefaction, where the ground turns into a quicksand-like substance. Entire neighborhoods were swallowed whole, as if the earth itself had opened its jaws to devour them. But the horror didn't end there. Moments later, a massive tsunami wave, towering over 20 feet high, came crashing into the bay. The water surged inland, sweeping away everything in its path. In Guatemala, the Volcán de Fuego erupted with a force that defied imagination. A pyroclastic flow, a superheated avalanche of gas, ash, and rock, raced down the mountainside at speeds of over 100 miles per hour. Villages were buried in an instant, their inhabitants given no time to escape. The sky turned black as ash rained down, choking the air and blotting out the sun. And in the United States, the storm chasers found themselves in the eye of the storm, literally. The tornado they had been tracking had grown into a monstrous EF5, the most powerful category on the scale. Winds exceeding 200 miles per hour tore through the landscape, reducing homes to splinters and tossing cars like toys. The team's cameras captured every terrifying moment, from the deafening roar of the wind to the eerie calm of the tornado's center. In the aftermath of these disasters, the world watched in stunned silence. The footage was everywhere, on news channels, social media, and YouTube. It was raw, unfiltered, and deeply unsettling. But amidst the devastation, something remarkable began to emerge. Stories of hope and humanity. In Palu, a group of teenagers used their smartphones to locate survivors trapped beneath the rubble. Their quick thinking and bravery saved countless lives. In Guatemala, volunteers from neighboring towns risked their own safety to dig through the ash and debris, searching for signs of life. And in the United States, the storm chasers' footage became a vital tool for scientists studying tornadoes, helping to improve early warning systems and save lives in the future. These acts of courage and kindness reminded the world that even in the face of unimaginable tragedy, the human spirit endures. Natural disasters are a stark reminder of how small and vulnerable we are in the grand scheme of things. But they also reveal our capacity for resilience, compassion, and unity. When the world seems to be falling apart, we come together to rebuild, to heal, and to hope. As you watch the footage of these shocking events, remember this: while we cannot control the forces of nature, we can control how we respond to them. And in that response lies the true strength of humanity. End of story.